Good afternoon, Patrick here. So, decided to do a pop up today, do a work in progress, and do a pop up. Welcome in, welcome in. I thought since I wasn't doing a show tomorrow, I thought I'd just go ahead and say hi today. Um, wow, that Joker too, man, took it right on the ass, didn't it? Man, well, they're still gonna make their money back, despite what Warner Brothers tells you. Well, I don't have anything on the agenda per se. So as far as what I want to say or do or whatever, probably talk a little bit about what's coming up the rest of the month. Um, just see what you guys have been up to. Hey, Jaden, how are you? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Um, yeah, we'll see if we can get an afternoon chat going. Don't know because I don't but right now I'm currently working on the shows that I'm working on. Um and yeah, I got one more banner to make this month. Um and actually I gotta send her an email too. So I just I hope okay, good. I wanted to make sure I actually wrote her name down. Um, I wanted to make sure I wrote her name down. If I didn't, then I deep do. But I did. I put it down, and I put it down correctly. Hey, caveman, how are you? Um, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. Yeah, it's about time for caveman to come over and hang out. I have to talk to you about maybe coming out and hanging out with us in November. Um, if you're open to that. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? How are you? Yeah, just doing a pop up. Work is a little working pop up. I am just seeing if just putting together some shows. Yeah, man. Yeah, the good going to today. Steve gave you a very nice shout out. Desert Adventures in Arizona. Gave you a very nice shout out today. Hey, Tom, what's going on, sir? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We are working on we are working on a we're working on the show, and putting together one more banner to get for October. So I'm looking for the appropriate picture I can use, which I think I already do. I already found it. I'm gonna go with that one. I like that picture quite a bit, and so does she because she pinned it. So give it a like, and then we're gonna forward it on to Instagram. Yeah, I do when I do the interview, one of the things you guys notice all the pictures of the guests that come on there. And several guests do come on and they have pictures on that are they're very cool pictures. Um and some of them are pretty cheeky. Um I try never I actually pretty much I never try to use those pictures at all. Even though I know that using some of those pictures would attract an audience to the show. Like some of the actresses I've interviewed are just stone cold beautiful. and they're out there living their lives and wear some really cute clothes. Yeah, you could use some pictures like that. I try not to do that. Um, I think I know you guys are probably thinking, well, yeah, but didn't you do that last week with Nicole? There's a picture of Nicole Butler Vegas who's going to be on the show Wednesday, and the picture I posted of her is pretty cheeky. She's sharing it with Brett Wagner. But the reason I use that picture of her because 2.5 years ago she would have posted a picture like that. She would have never done it. No, no, thank you. Um, but I used it because it showed her growth. Like she is having a ball right now. She's having a fun doing acting and producing, and she's super comfortable. And I just thought it was a very fun picture. It's her dressed like a clown. Um, I think it looks amazing. I think it's amazing. So I used it. Plus, we have Brett Wagner in there, and any chance you can put the big swag on any of your promo is going to help out. Brett's been on the show before. I had him and John Henderson's Doomsday Crypt. They came on the show together. Brett is a natural interviewer. Natural. That guy could do it right now and get paid for it. Um, he's that good. He really is that good. Let me see. Let's see. Um, Thank you so much, Tom. I appreciate that. Hey, buds. The buds are here. All right. So Caveman's going to be a guest on a show, Bob's Blu-rays. That's great. There is our good friend and fellow Midnighter, ISC Midnighter, Mary Wilson in the house from Florida. Yeah, that's one thing we have to really worry about is Florida, man. They're up against it this week. Helene just came through, and now and thank God for this because Milton's going to come through and go through Florida, but it's being tracked to go out to sea, like it crosses Florida and then goes back out to the ocean. Imagine if it had decided to go up north again, like Helene did. Whew, that would not be pretty. That would not be pretty. I could actually be I could be yeah. Um, so keeping our fingers crossed and saying some prayers for our good friends in Florida. I know not only Mary is there, but I know that Stephen from House of Horrors is there. Katie popping the popcorn is there. John Wayne Colwell is there. J.W. Colwell is down there. Betty J. Gathers is down there in Florida. So a lot of my friends are down there. So definitely keeping my fingers crossed. Hopefully the storm, the way they have the storm on the when they showed it on the news, it's um it's so wide across, it's so big across, but I'm hoping that could actually be good because when hurricanes hit land, they slow down. As soon as they hit land, they start slowing. So hopefully despite that big ass front, as soon as it hits the land, hopefully it will slow. And so it'll affect the back tail end of the hurricane. And yeah, it may drag across the state a little bit, but it's not going to come in there. It's going to come in there with reduced wind speed rather than, right now, which is, I think the last I saw of it was like at 125, 130. Yeah, I don't want that to hit land at 130. That would be devastating. Um, Says it's coming at night now. So that means it must be slowing down. Is it coming in Tuesday night or Wednesday night? Wednesday night means slow down. Tuesday night means faster. Ooh, God. Is it going to come in Wednesday night or Tuesday night? Not good. Not. Hey, there's Mike there. Mike from Did You See That? Just walked in. Um, okay. Oh, Wednesday night. Okay, so that's good though, isn't it? So it's not it's slowing down. Not oh, it's not good slowing down. I thought for hurricanes the way they worked was the wider the storm front, the wider the storefront when it hit land, the better it was, as far as that goes. I mean, it's not going to be. I mean, it's going to bring a lot of rain, but it's not going to bring that those super high winds. Or all right, so 85 miles an hour. Yeah, that's a slow wind. God. Uh, Looking forward to seeing your review on Nine Windows, Mike. I know you got that coming up. I saw the picture for your review. It was a well, thank God it didn't look like Hellboy. Um, so, but it looks like you and I had talked about the film, and I think you're going to give it some good words for it, because I liked it. I liked it. Mike also is the one that got me to throw up Challengers on Dollar Tree Theater, and I watched that last week and reviewed it, and man, that again, that movie did divide some people, I guess, because there's some people that really like Challengers, and there's some people that did not like it. I did. I liked it. I liked it. I'm excited for Zendaya, to tell you the truth. I'm excited for her, uh, because like I said, I think this is going to elevate her to the next level. I mean, she now can open a movie. Um, and another thing I really liked about her too was she let herself, because she's a really pretty girl, but she let herself be shown not as she normally is in film. I mean, she was a ball of energy. Very interesting choice. Um, let's see. If it gains in the hot water, if it stays in the hot water, it gains. So I thought the category was three so far. Hi, words and pictures. How are you? Glad you guys are all here. Yeah, I just saw how big the front was. Like, yeah, it's the more energy is spread out. It's the faster it'll get through. Hey, how are you? Adventures in gardening. That's right. New friend, and glad you're here. I don't generally do a lot of pop-ups as of late, but today I decided to do one. I am making banners and promoting this week's show. Um, if you go to my front page and you'll see upcoming live streams, if you guys all go there and hit that button and notify me, it will tell you when I go live. Um, and then here comes our brother in arms. It's the Bat, aka from the Bat and the Cat, the Midnight Society. First time the Al and I have done a show in a very long time, and we watched 1966 Django last night or yesterday afternoon, and had an absolute ball doing so. That was so much fun. I can't wait to do it again. I'm not. I hope we do another Western. In fact, I dare say that's what we should do another one. Well, either that or martial arts. Um, it says that now it's a category 5. So now, holy shit. So, wow. Well, do you have? I asked this another person too, but I'll ask you the same thing, Mary. Do you have extra meds on hand? I mean, do you have any medicines that you need to get? That's one thing people always seem to forget in a storm like this. They tend to forget to carry extra meds. They don't check the meds if they're running low or whatnot. It's always yes to get some extras. because if an area gets wiped out like in North Carolina, um, if it gets wiped out like that, getting meds might not be an option. You might be in deep trouble there. So I always try to the Wild Bunch. The Wild Bunch, yeah, that's a great movie. Sam Peckinpah, man, that's a great one. Um, oh man, Django, yes. Cheryl, you would love that movie. That movie is that's a corker. That is a fun movie. It is violent. It is violent. Even today, over 50 years, and that movie has some that movie has some pop to it. No doubt about that. Uh, yeah, Django was amazing. And it was so refreshing to do a western that nobody really talks about at all. In fact, when they seem to the term spaghetti western comes up, they immediately think it's Sergio Leone created it, and only a fistful, only the Dollars trilogy is counts as a spaghetti western. There are a lot of good ones. There was one called Sabata that was a trilogy. I know that Lee Van Cleef did that one, and then Yul Brenner did it. I was thinking about this too, Al. I remember that one. That one I remember. The Sabata, Audio Sabata, and one other one. And those Sabata movies are pretty kick ass too. Um, yeah, no archive. Archive. Now, does that archive mean it's public? It's public domain? Is that the public domain archives? It's about Ringo. Yeah, Lee Van Cleef did a lot of he did a lot of spaghetti western. So many people don't. Jeez, even even I mean I knew he did a few, but I didn't know how many he had done. He'd done a lot. Okay, yeah, because it would be nice to. It would what's funny is it's funny, Al, is like we could it could have been a public domain movie, but still we still would have got nailed for it because the movie might be public domain, but you know damn well the opening song is not. So we would have had to skip the we would have had to skip the original beginning the 5 minutes, and you really can't because even the opening scene is so critical. Okay. Okay. What am I doing here? Oh yeah. All right. That's a really nice picture. So we're going to be talking to an actress named Kayla Maurer. Wow, how come that is so weird? I thought I had followed her. Okay, yeah. Instagram is messing with my mind. Let's see. Okay, all right. This, yeah. No, no. Yeah, we would have if we would have thought that we would have that would have been a short ride. Saddle up and we wouldn't even got halfway through the movie like we did with a Gila monster. Who would have thought that? Man, I was just like, wow. I'm like, this is so messed up. Um, but yes, the society will be back next month. We're gonna start. We're gonna start. I threw an idea across Al's desk, um, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna. That's about it. That's about it. It'd be the midnight. We wouldn't even gotten to the midnight part. It would have been the, and that would have been it. It says Al, the cat and the bat in the, and then that would have ended it. But I did throw that question across your desk about a topic, and I do believe that when I think that one stumped you because this stumped me. It really did. I'm thinking, wow, I really don't know. I really have to think deep about that. Um, coming up for coming up for some faces. Um, Memorial Valley. Oh, you started playing that and it had an opening song. Yeah, I think I don't songs hitting public domain is pretty damn rare. I know someone was trying to sit there and say that "Happy Birthday to Me" was not public domain. They're trying to grab the copyright, but they denied them. They said, "Nope, that's public domain, and you can't copyright that." I think that and a "Merry Christmas." Um, there's a couple other ones that are you can't claim copyright. Like you can't claim a copyright on a city's name. A city can't claim copyright on their name because it's public. It's out to the public. You can't. Yeah. Oh, that was. I think we got about 30 minutes into the Gila Monster before we get cut off. But we got the bat and we got Contender Seven. Uh, um, let's see. Maybe an old Western star or old TV star. Yeah, You know what? We have. Yeah, let me drop a link here, Tom. We did talk to some Hollywood royalty before. We definitely have, and let me drop this down for you because I think you would be impressed. I know I was in getting it happen. Let's see, super super nice guy too. Yeah, you guys can you guys can watch or you can watch or listen to this one. Not now, of course, but I'm saying you can go ahead and uh here's one Tom you might have missed on my channel. And I had a blast doing it. This was no problem, Cheryl. Thank you for coming by. I get my fair share. I try to anyway. Uh you might like this one, Tom. I think you will. We got to interview Marshall Teague. And he's a super nice guy, very nice guy. And I never thought I'd get to talk to him, but he was great. And in case you don't remember the name of Marshall Teague, he played Jimmy in Roadhouse. He played the henchman of Ben Gazzara. So he's the one that fought Patrick Swayze outside. And he also did a lot of Walker Texas Rangers. In fact, he played six different bad guys on that show. Marshall Teague did. He played six different bad guys on Walker. Uh, we're still working on some. We're still working on some on some guests. We got some good ones coming up here. In fact, I will break out the calendar here. Uh, yes, that's right, Mary. Yep, he's the one that got his throat ripped out. Uh, all right, so we do have a busy week. I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here tomorrow, Tuesday. Um, We were supposed to have Ron Bonk here, but unfortunately, he had to reschedule for the following week. So we'll be closed tomorrow. And then Wednesday we have a doubleheader. We have two shows. We will be going over to Ireland at first for the first show. We're going to Ireland at 2 o'clock Eastern time. A good friend Mike, if he's still here. Yes, Ron Bonk from SRS is coming, Al. He is coming to hang out with us. We're gonna have so much fun, man. I would. You know what? I will. You know what? I'll try that. I. You know what? I could shut the show down if I could get Michael Ironside. I could end the show and be totally happy with what I've done if I could get someone like, well, if I get Michael Ironside on. Ironside he's amazing. He's one of my very, very favorites. Yes, Ron Block is going to be absolutely. That's going to be so much fun to talk to him. And the thing is, I mentioned too. I mentioned this is before. I'll go back to the calendar in a second. Before, when I started doing the show, even before I did this, I did. I have 131 of these on my blog. By the way, I've done 130 written ones. Um, I and I've been asking to talk to film distributors for years. Years I've been asking for 'em, like, could you come onto the show? I never got one. I always got told no. There was always like, yeah, I just don't have the time. The schedule's against us, and this and that. I never got to talk to a single distributor. I went after Rob from Wild Eye. Couldn't get him on the show. Really wanted to talk to him, but he just wouldn't come onto the show. Um, I mean, he wouldn't come on for anyone. Somebody else was doing interviews at the time at one time, and I really thought if anybody could get Ron to come out, Rob to come out and talk, it would be this other tuber. And Rob said no to him too. So if he said no to this guy, he certainly as hell wasn't going to say yes to me. Um, uh, let's see, there are 503 on YouTube. I think 503 on YouTube and 133 written. So over 600. Let's see. Let me see. Uh, we have done 504. We have done 504 episodes of Eight Questions with. That's a lot. In fact, I just saw that on Adam. I saw that on Adam Green and Joe Lynch. They have the movie Crypt, and they were just advertising they were advertising on Instagram their newest show, and it's their 592nd episode. And I wrote down it says, I think I'm catching you guys. I'm gonna catch them. I'm gonna catch them. It says 592. I'm at 504. I think I can catch him. Uh, Professor, head of the budget ballers coming in through the door. That's right, budget balling at the very finest. Um, really, I will do that. I will actually pursue that today. I will pursue that today. I will ask him. I just know right now convention season. Yeah, no, convention season should pretty much over now. So yeah, I should be able to. I'll ask him. Man, that would be that would be amazing. Uh, Michael Ironside, man, that guy's done so many classic films that we all love. I mean, he's done movie. He's been in movies that we probably don't even really remember him being in, but you go back and there he is. Uh, That's right. That's right. The boutique ball. Yeah, but we have not seen too much boutique balling from my good friend Wes. The Ice Lord has been he has been hibernating in a snow cave. So we have not seen too much budget ball or boutique ballers in the house. Uh I You know what? I'm gonna ask him. Yeah, let me see if he's on Instagram. If he is on Instagram, then I have a fighting chance. Unless they tell me that I have to go through a manager. If that happens, then I won't be able to get them. Because anytime someone says that, talk to my manager or my publicist, that means, okay. Uh, okay. Well, there's one on here. Yeah, that's got to be him. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, his Instagram is DOA. So let me try his let me see if he's on Facebook. I'll see if he's there. Yeah, his Instagram, yeah. But that's good though. That's actually a good sign. Okay. Let's see if he has a blue button, if that would be helpful if he does. That one looks to be DOA too. Yeah. No, I don't think it's going to work out. He has not been on his Facebook since 2022, and he has not. Well, here's his. Well, hold on here. Maybe not. Hold on. See that. No, no. He looks like he retreated from social media. His personal website's down. Um, his Instagram is not active, and his Facebook is not active either. Not since 2022. So that would have to be yeah, unfortunately that would have to be something that I would need help with. Like if someone knew him was close enough to know him to ask on our behalf. Uh let's see. Al says he should have a new mega boutique baller hall coming. Um yeah, that he could have did that through a convention. Like someone asked him at a convention and got his information from him at the convention and then did it. But his regular all the social media of the two best places to get through him, and he had a personal website that's gone. So I would need some help with that one. Let's see. The professor says that he finally saw Late Night with the Devil, and as soon as the narrator started talking, I knew it was Michael Ironside. His voice is unmistakable. Yeah, we're covering that, Professor, for our IFC Midnight show. We're gonna be covering Late Night with the Devil this month. We'll be on Ben's channel for that, by the way, Ben's channel. Yeah, I could try to track him down. I'll if in fact if you know the name of the channel, um no, Lance Hendrickson, really, he's active on social media. I'm a little surprised at that. Uh okay, let wow, okay. I thought he wasn't feeling too good. I thought his health was a little iffy as of late. That's I had heard that. So I'm gonna try. Yeah, there is somebody though that hopefully, but I don't know exactly. I don't know when it would happen. But there is somebody that is down way far in the future that we might be able to talk to. That's also a Grail guest. But yeah, Lance Henriksen would be a great person to talk to. Uh, Larry Wilcox. Oh, from Chips. Uh, yeah, mm, yeah. I mean, that's anybody that does the convention, I'd be open with. But yeah, go by all means, keep the names coming. I will mention them. I will take a look, and if I can get them, I definitely will. Um, the only thing what happens is I went after and this does happen. This does happen. This happened to me twice now, where this is where I've actually I've had they've been on my friends list, and I went up to ask them to do an interview, and they both pushed me to their managers or their publicist, which is exactly what they should do. They really should do that. Um, when you approach them one on one, most of them should really try to push toward the publicist um, for that, because you know when I'm glad they don't. I'm glad they talk to me one on one. I'm sure anybody that does an interview would be sitting there going, "Yes, it's really helpful when they just deal with you one on one." Um, uh, but I've had two that told me to go to publicists, and generally, what that means, it means they want money, and I don't pay anybody. I just can't afford to. Some people will charge as much as $250 for 30 minutes worth of discussion. Some of these interviews that you see on here on the tube, um, they do charge for the interview, and you pretty much can tell at least 50. If the interview was 30 minutes or less, they most likely paid for that. Most likely. About I would say about 40% that they paid for that interview. Not a bad thing. I'm not criticizing that at all. I mean, if you get so if you got the ways and the means to pay and get a powerhouse guest on for a half hour, maybe even 40 minutes for a few dollars, by all means. Me myself, I just can't afford that. So I just go one on one, and if they say yes, then we put something together. But if they say no, then I thank them for their time and I move on. Uh, yeah, I could, yeah, Larry Wilcox would be interesting because he played such a pivotal part uh, growing up. My little brothers loved the show. Um, Of course, Larry Wilcox did Chips. Eric Estrada did Chips. Eric Estrada also did some Andy Sedaris movies. I think he did two of the Andy Sedaris movies. That's what I'd love to talk to Eric Estrada about. That would be what I would want to talk about. I really wouldn't want to talk about Punch. I really like to talk about the Andy Sedaris movies, and that he did two of them because Andy Sedaris movies are fun. Um, And Larry Wilcox, I didn't realize till I started reading about him. Larry Wilcox actually served in Vietnam. I believe he saw combat too. I think he saw combat in Vietnam. Uh, and of course, Lance. Yeah, there she is. That's right. Here comes another Floridian. Our good friend Betty J. Gathers just walked through the door and getting ready for the big storm. Yikes! Not fun. Not fun. No flying Olivia as a kite. No kite flying Olivia. Uh, very cute dog you have, Betty. Very cute dog. I hope she. I want. I hope she can handle this. Pets get really stressed out during storms. I mean, they really do. Especially, let's see, Larry Manetti. Yeah, from Magnum. Let me see if Larry Wilcox has a. And here's the other thing too, and some of us will understand will know about this too. So Instagram or Facebook, Instagram. So what they've done too is before we could just go behind and you see somebody you want to talk to and you send them a private message and you say, hey, I'm Joe, or Joe or Joanne. I run a interview. Would you like to come talk to us on our interview? Would you like to talk to us? And you can send them a note. You can send them a note and about the interview to any, to an actor or celebrity or whatnot. They might not be able to answer you right away, so you have the option of going back there and asking again. Like you wait 2 or 3 weeks and you come back and you ask them again. Um, but Instagram, in its wisdom, what they've done now is they made it so that for a lot of public figures, you get one crack at it. You get one crack. You write your letter and you send it to them. And unless somebody answers you back, unless they answer you back, that's it. You can't write to them privately. You have to wait till they write you back. So that has really cramped style too, because and it's not because they're ignoring you. Like if they don't answer you, they're not ignoring you. They're just they get a ton of private messages. Even though even the actors that have gone and faded out, they still get people writing to them every day, or trying to anyway, writing privately. And so you get one crack at it. And if you don't make contact for the first time out, um, you might not get a second chance. Hey, Lady Valerie in the house. There she is. There she is. Um, but I will definitely take a look. The fact is that there are, hopefully they have social media managers, Tom. If they have social media managers, then your chances are pretty good, because that means somebody will at least answer you. Because all you need is just one person answering you one time. Then you're able to talk to them for as long as you want to. You just have to get that one. You just have to get that one time for them to write you back, and then you can go ahead. And not to say that you can write to them every day, of course not. You try to ask, especially if you see them, especially if you see them, they have read your note. You know how it is on Instagram, right? When you write a note to somebody, you can see when they've read it. So for me, I go with twice. I ask twice. I'll ask once. I'll send it to them. If I see that they've read it, I'll leave it alone, and then I'll come back maybe like 3 to 4 weeks later and follow up with it. Most of the time, I'll at least get an answer. If I don't, then I just move on. I still have their name and their address and everything else, but I move on. I don't come back for months. Um, yeah, I don't. I could take a crack at it. Let me go ahead and see. Let me dial him up. Of course, it also helps too when you do have past guests on, that when you do have a heavy hitter on, that helps, it gives your podcast credibility. Like if someone says, well, who have you had on this show? I've gotten that question many times. And so what I do is I turn around and I send them an interview with somebody that I've interviewed that has made that's publicly known. That does help. Let's try Larry Wilcox first. Okay. Well, that's what happens. Okay. Don't see anything on Instagram. Okay. And let's try Facebook. Okay. Okay, here's one from 2021. Let's ping him. Okay. Well, we have a shot with that one. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and send him a friend request. Uh, uh, yeah. See, he says he served in the Marines in Vietnam in 1967, 68. Uh, and he has done. He is a pilot and a member of SAG, Writers Guild, Directors Guild. I will send him a friend request and see what happens. I'm sure he's very, very selective. But we go ahead and we'll go ahead and send him a friend request and see what happens. All right, there is Steven right here, from the House of Horrors. He is getting ready to have perhaps one of the top three guests that anybody has hosted on their channel. In my opinion, there are a few interview channels out there, and Stephen may have landed one of the top three guests in among anybody. And that he landed Joe Lynch. Director Joe Lynch will be on the House of Horrors on Wednesday the 10th. Well, provided that his hurricane doesn't wipe him out, right? No hurricane wipeout. Uh, I like to think that I like to think I have a shot at somebody like Larry Wilcox. I definitely know the interview that I will send him as terms of referral, and that actually would be the one I did with Marshall Teague. That's the one I would show him. I said, this is the person. I've had this person on my show. I think that would actually be a good calling card. I think he would. I think he would be down with that. Um, Well, Stephen, we're really hoping that we're really hoping. But again, like I mentioned to you though, I think he told Joe what's going on. Um, I'm sure he'll be compassionate about it, and once things get settled down, he'll reschedule with you. He's not gonna make you wait for months because of something out of your hands. He's gonna honor his word. There's no doubt about that. I tell you the truth. I think he'll be very impressed at the fact that you went ahead and attempted to do the interview anyway. So, and that show will be on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, after my show. Thank God for that. I'm glad I don't have to go nose to nose with that. I would just get killed if he went on at 8 o'clock. I would just it would just be over with. Game over. Everybody should be over at Joe Lynch. There is the horror cat dad right there, King of tuxedos. And I saw Larry came back. He did his first live and Seen What Forever. He came out and hung out with a guest and talking all sorts of good stuff. Uh, Still no Don Zombie. Nobody knows what happened to Don Zombie. Um, I have sent owl after owl after owl over to him. We have not heard anything from Don Zombie. I believe he has become another She-Wind. Um, She-Wind was a husband and wife team in Florida, and they blew onto the scene with a flash and quickly built a good following, very popular among the community, and then vanished. And it feels like the same thing with Don. He just I don't know. I hope that I just hope that he's okay. Hoping he's good. Hoping he's good due to the weather in his area. Oh, he's in Wisconsin now, right? So Val, how's your weather in Wisconsin? It's beautiful over here in Michigan. It's a little nippy, but it's beautiful here. Hope everyone's okay. A lot of people I follow seem to be taking long breaks from YouTube. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that in November too, but I actually have people to talk to, so I'm gonna keep going. I might take my break in. I think I might take my yearly break in January. I think in this time. I might just go ahead and do November and December, and then take January off. Um, though you know how it is with of course I will be doing my reviews. I'll be doing tape reviews, but as far as doing the show and yeah, it's been a rough year for everyone all around. Yes, it has been. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been rough for a lot of people. Been rough here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys about that. Bo Hopkins. That's a name I haven't heard in forever. That's a Bo Hopkins. Okay, let me see. Oh, let's see. Woo. He hasn't been on Instagram in 5 years. Yeah, that's a tough one. We will see. We will see. We'll see if he's on Facebook as well. Okay. Bo Hopkins. Probably not gonna be here. Yeah, don't think he's gonna be here for that. Eh, Huh? No. Oh, yeah, yeah, nothing for Bo. Let's see. Well, that was probably the reason why I haven't couldn't get reach out for him. So he passed away. He passed away. I know that I think that LQ Jones passed away about the same time. I know he did a lot of things with Bo Hopkins too. See yeah, Bo Hopkins, he was a great character actor. He really was. He did a lot of those in the 70s. They did a lot of those car chase movies and stuff like that. He did a lot of those. He was like he played a lot of good old country boys, but a good actor. Good actor. Um Let's see. Yeah, that would be the reason. That would be yeah, because he hadn't appeared on his he hadn't done his Instagram in 5 years. Okay. Uh, oh, okay. I'll definitely do that. Wow, I didn't know if I don't know if Gareth had that. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense actually. Let's see. Let's see. Larry Manetti. Let's talk. I bet he's probably on Facebook. Let's try that. Let's see. Well, doesn't look like it. Well, they didn't tag him. Let's see. Yeah, he's on Facebook, so I will send him a friend request and see. He just commented about James Darren passing away in September. Yeah, James Darren. God, he was good. I remember when he I think he was actually the best thing about TJ Hooker. Yeah, he was really good on that show. He just commented that I just sadly lost one of my closest, dearest, and longest friends, James Darren. His wife and her, he and his wife are just heartbroken, but we know he is now with the Angels, probably singing for everyone. Godspeed, old friend, and you'll be missed terribly. Yeah. Okay. Well, we sent out a friend request. Um, I'm so surprised when I sent when you see these actors on here, these really well-known public figures. Um, it really surprises me that you sent them a friend request and you're able to get through because I'm always expecting them to have the full 5,000, right? Because they're because we still see them as we saw them when they were well known, right? We like Larry Manetti, that's still a huge name to us because we grew up watching him. But for the younger generation that doesn't know him as much, they don't know who he is. Like I've mentioned names on here before where a lot of young people have said who, and it's just like wow. I mean I guess I'm that old now. Um, so I sent him a friend request. We'll see what happens. If definitely would love to talk to him. Um, uh, of course, he and Tom Selleck are still of course are still with us from Magnum PI. Um, uh, 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 and Roger Mosley, he passed away. I think he passed away about 18 months ago. A year to 18 months ago. I think he passed away. All right. Well, we're going to be talking to, and the manner I'm making now is one for Kayla Maurer. I'm going to be doing that right now, so you guys can keep me company while I'm doing that one. Let's see. Uh, let's see. Okay, so I'm interviewing a fashion designer tomorrow or on Wednesday. Roseanne McNamee. She works for Sheen, and I'm interviewing her on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Um, this is this is a first for me. I've never interviewed a fashion designer before. So of course I've interviewed models before, but I've never interviewed a fashion designer. So this is gonna be a first for me and the channel. And tell you the truth, I'm actually rather excited about it. I'm gonna be ready for this one. It's why not, right? I mean, why not? Uh a lot of famous people seem to be passing lately. Yeah, a lot of the older actors aren't they, Professor? They're just a lot. Yeah, it does seem like it. It does seem like it. Just a lot of great names. Um, but like I said, we got their movies, and I was just talking about this with Hey Internet, it's Eric, and we were talking about Tom Sizemore, and how frustrating it was to see that he threw away his life, threw away his gift. He was gifted. Tom Sizemore could have been one of the greats, and unfortunately he just made several wrong choices about it, and it's frustrating, because you're a fan. You really like him, you really like watching him, and and same thing with, for me, the one that really got me the most was probably Philip Seymour Hoffman. I, I that flabbergasted me so much. Even now when I think about it, is he had all the help in the world. He'd just gotten out of rehab. He had a loving wife and he had kids. He had so much to give and so much to live for, and yet for some reason he just decided to do the needle instead. Eh, I just I would love to know. I mean, I would have loved to know what his thought process was when he did that. I'm like, you just got paid for top of the line rehab. I mean, most people can't afford that. They couldn't afford the help that he got, but he got top of the line help, support services, everything, a support system at home. I mean, his wife didn't leave him. His wife didn't divorce him, or his kids stayed with him. His kids were there for him, and yet right out of rehab, went over there and shot up and killed himself. And I just like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Uh, but yeah, we're talking about Tom Sizemore, and yeah, Anne Hesh, yes. And Hesh was very talented, and I know she has some mental health issues that she was dealing with. That's why she hadn't worked in a while. She worked intermittently. I think her issues came. I think people were afraid to cast her as much as they used to. Um, Same thing with Rachel Young. Um, I think the same thing. I think certain people get certain reputations and they get shied away from. Like we can't really, we can't, or Sean Young. I'm sorry, not Rachel Young, but Sean Young. Um, I think casting directors, they want to use them, but I think they're gun shy. They're gun shy. Uh, uh, they say that talent comes with a dash of madness. I would like to think getting into many different characters would make you lose your sense of self. Yeah, especially the ones like Heath Ledger, who couldn't get rid of the Joker, and just had a hard time dealing with that. That's why I always ask that question when I talk to when I do talk to a method actor, about how they get rid of their how do they get out of that? And Courtney Gaines had one of the better answers. He as soon as he raps on a movie, he goes inside of a bathroom, he looks in the mirror, and he literally shakes the character out of him. He said that he just shakes his hands, and it's like that's it. And then when he turns and leaves the bathroom or the dressing room, what have you, that character is behind, and he doesn't take it with him. And I always thought that was a really great answer. Uh, yeah, Robin Williams made the world laugh, but no one knew the stuff that he was dealing with. Yeah, I don't begrudge Robin Williams. I don't I don't condone it, nor will I condemn it, but I understand it. I think he wanted to go out on his own terms, is what I think. I don't think he wanted to go out on his illness terms. Mark Harmon playing Ted Bundy, yes. Oh, so so I'm reading this series of books by John Sanderford, the Lucas Davenport series, and I love those books. Those books are great, great character, great supporting cast. Don't get too close to the supporting cast though, because sometimes they don't make it out of the next book. There could be a guy or a girl that that's been in five or six of the adventures, and then on the seventh book, Sanderford will kill it off, kill off the character. But I always wonder is how come that's they never made any movies out of any of these? These would be tailor made for movies. Well, they did make a Lucas Davenport movie, and they actually made it with Mark Harmon. And I'm like, I didn't know that. I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. And I like Mark Harmon. I could tell you just about everything he's ever been in, and I've watched it. Um, so I went ahead and I said, well, this Lucas Davenport, oh, this is gonna be rock. I can understand why they only made the one. It was easily the worst thing he ever got stuck in. Easily. I've never seen Mark Harmon in a worse movie or project than what he was in with that movie, made for TV movie. That movie was horrible, horrible. It's probably why we haven't seen Lucas Davenport since, because I'm sure John Sandiford got the Kai Cussler illness and going like, nope, that's it. He said during the production, his two dogs never approached him. Yeah, playing a character like Bundy. Let's see. You could ask Bo Hopkins' daughter, Jane Hopkins, about her father. I'm not above that. I mean, thanks to our good friends from the Friendly Men, we interviewed a young lady that did come from Hollywood royalty, and we did talk a little bit about her family. Her family and her cousin were very well known. Played in played in the Adams Family and Lassie, and we did talk. We did interview her. Uh, uh, so no, Jane Hawkins. I mean, if she would be up for something like that, yeah. Let's see if we can find her. Let's see, Jane Hopkins. That's a good. See, this is how I get a lot of my guests. Believe it or not, I get a lot of guests through this kind of interaction. When someone will suggest something, and I'll go chase it down. It isn't always just me doing all the work. Um, oh gosh, Kate Vernon. Kate Vernon, yes. She's fantastic. Uh, let's see. See, we'll try Instagram first. Let's see. Okay. Okay. No, it's not gonna be it. Let's go back and try it again. Let's see. Wow, that's gorgeous. I don't think that's the Jane I'm looking for, but that's the Jane I'll ask. I'll talk to. Maybe. Yes. Wow. Let me go ahead and send that. Wow. Well, I might not get the right Jane Hawkins, but there is a Jane Hawkins on here that I'll be interested in talking to. That's interesting. Wow. That's real interesting. All right. Let's try we'll try Facebook. We'll try Facebook and see if she's on there. Oops. Let me go over here. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if trying to see. Julie Miller. I don't know if we can find her. Maybe. There's one Jane Hopkins here, and she might be an actress. I'm not sure if this is her. No, she's a comedian. Don't think this is gonna be the right one. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be the right one. All right. Uh, let's see. Yeah. So yeah, Jane does not look to be on either Facebook or Instagram. Kate Vernon. Let's see if Kate is on here. She might be on Instagram first. I always try Instagram first. Okay. Well, the other thing I do too is I always look to see how long has it been since they've pinged their social media. That tells me something too. Kate is not that bad. I mean, this looks to be something she probably did. Um, it's been a while, but not totally bad. I'll definitely give her a follow and keep track of it. I will try to do that and see where it takes us. See where it takes us. Yeah, you're right. You just never know. But I've also said this too. Uh, out of a out of 100 requests I make for people, I probably get shot out of the saddle about 98.5%. For many people as I ask, I get told no about 98% of the time. But it doesn't discourage me because there's always somebody out there that wants to share their story. Oh yeah, John Vernon was great. He was fantastic. Yeah, God, John Vernon was just about everything. But I think the one movie that he's probably best well known for is Animal House. Uh, Dean Wormer. I think that was the pinnacle. His biggest role. But he's also great in "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." He was he played Mr. Big, and actually, I think he did play a few Mr. Bigs in the '70s during the black exploitation era. He started in a lot of those movies. Um, Martin Landau did too. Martin Landau did a few of those. He did one that would just shock the hell out of you. He played the main bad guy in a movie called Black Gun with Jim Brown. Man, oh man, the some of the dialogue in that movie was pretty heavy. Uh, Andy Robinson, Garrick from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He might be a little tough because he's so well known. I mean, he's very well known. But we will go ahead and look. Let's see. Yeah, I tell you the truth, I always knew Andrew Robinson as always playing the bad guy, right? Always played the bad guy. And then I remember seeing him for the first time when he played a good guy. I was hooked. And then he went ahead and let's see, uh, that is not the guy I'm looking for. All right, let me go ahead and see if there's an official Andrew Robinson. I'm gonna go after. Let's try Andrew. It's just more formal. Okay, that's what? No, there's just no way that's him. Yeah. I wonder how many times they give the blue button to the same person with the same name. Okay, let me go ahead and try Facebook, and does not seem to be. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Actually, I would actually be a little bit surprised if he actually was on social media. He really doesn't seem like a social media type of guy, to tell you the truth. Hmm. Let's see. Oh gosh, yeah, yeah. Andrew Robinson. He was Charlie Ferrick with Walter Matthau. Yep, I remember that movie. And he- of course, he played the Zodiac killer in Dirty Harry. But then he played Garrick in Deep Space Nine. But that's not the first time I saw him in a good guy role. Well, that was actually in Pumpkinhead 2. He played the sheriff in Pumpkinhead 2, and he played it with one of my favorite actresses from the 70s and 80s, and that was Karen Kay. The first time I ever saw him play a good guy, I was like, wow, he ought to do that more often. And of course, he's very well known for Hellraiser. I don't know who. Honestly, I don't know what he would actually be more. I think he'd ought to be more famous as Garrick. Then he'd probably be more famous as in Hellraiser and then Dirty Harry. But three classic roles. He was great in Dirty Harry. Wow, he played a very very. He was a formidable foe for Harry. LeVar Burton, yeah, that would probably be way out. Yeah, LeVar Burton's way popular still. Yeah, that I could tell you that one. That would be a no go. I wouldn't get past the first day, first door. Not unless I had a lot to offer. That's something. Yeah, I can tell you that right now. I would love to talk to him, but yeah, that's someone who's still very very popular still. He'd be a great guest though, wouldn't he? God, he would have so many stories. I mean, he's done so. I mean, he's done so much. Reading Rainbow. I know he's appeared on Sesame Street. Of course, Star Trek, the movie. He's on, and then he was in the miniseries Roots. He played young Kunta Kinte to great acclaim. Um, yeah, and so many other projects that he's been in. I believe he's hosting a game show right now. I believe he was hosting a game show. Michael Rappaport. Michael Rappaport, yeah, I would. That would be a dream guest. That you just wind that guy up and let him go. Uh, he's like Bill Maher with a soul. Michael Rappaport, yeah, his rants are legendary. I mean, legendary. Oh man, if you get on his, if he get caught in his crosshairs, man, he lights people up. It's Christmas time. He's a fireman. He's a fire plug. Yeah, Michael Rappaport. Yeah, he would be he would definitely be the one Michael I'd like to talk to, and boy, I'd like to see, I would, because I actually modeled my show after him, and that would be Michael Rosenbaum. That's the guy I'd like to get onto the show. But man, oh man, he just nothing ever. You could write to him and nothing ever gets answered. I mean, he does it on his show, and I guess if you donated, you probably get an answer. But that's probably the only way you're getting it. Like he does, he responds to all those Patreons that write to him or donate him. He'll respond to them because they're help sponsoring his show. But it's like him coming on to a small show like this. Even if I did model it after his, um, yeah. But there is somebody who there is somebody else I could send out a vibe to. Um, and he's probably the pioneer of celebrity podcasting. And that would be Kevin Pollak. Kevin Pollak did it before anybody else I ever heard. I didn't even know what a podcast was until I from Kevin Pollak. Yeah. Oh, really? That's it? Wow. Okay, I'll try it. Wow, I thought it'd be triple that. Okay. And who does he listen to? Okay, I got. Wow. Okay. Wow. I just thought he would. Okay. Well, he's still pretty thick. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, he's still doing podcasts. But wow, I wonder if he's hosting it. Oh wow, he might be. Okay. It looks like he might be hosting again. He did the first celebrity podcast I ever heard of. He did wow, you know what? I might talk to this guy too. Huh, interesting. Okay. Well, at least I'm finding some other I'm finding interesting people when I'm chasing down the other ones that we're talking about. Uh, Pop quiz hot shots. If you could resurrect a celebrity for a few hours to interview them, who would you bring back from the other side? Uh, wow. Oof. Uh, since it'd only be for a few hours before they went back, um, to be perfectly honest with you, if I had them for like 6 hours and then they had to go back, to go back, it would be Adolf Hitler. It would be Adolf Hitler. He would be the one I want to talk to. Yeah, more than anybody. Just God, especially if you told him everything that what he's done. I don't. Yeah, that I would. It would be the yeah. As far as a movie star goes, as a movie star, that kind of celebrity, if I could talk to for a little bit, um, Richard Boone. Richard Boone. I'd like to talk to Richard Boone. I think he'd be fascinating to talk to. Joe Penny, Jake and the Fat Man, with William Conrad. William Conrad would also be a great person to talk to. Uh, William Conrad, he played Marshall Dillon in the radio show A Gunsmoke, uh, with that great voice of his. And that the radio show Gunsmoke, I'll tell you, I'll be real honest with you. That radio show beat the TV show. Wow, beat it senseless. They got away with a lot on that show, a lot. That was some cutting edge writing there for radio. Uh, and yep, and he also appeared in. Speaking of Richard Boone, William Conrad actually appeared in the episode of Have Gun Will Travel called Genesis, which explains how the man called Paladin got his name, how he became Paladin. And William Conrad played the villain there. Um, but with William Conrad, he always fought his weight, and so when they decided to take Gunsmoke to TV, they told him that they weren't taking him because he was too heavy. And so they went out there and they looked and they ended up getting James Arness, who was like 6'4", and James Arness got the break. Though William Conrad, he didn't do too bad for himself, though. I mean, he starred in many TV shows. Nero Wolf was one, Jake and the Fat Man, and of course, our favorite from the '70s, Cannon, uh, Quinn Martin production. Um, yeah. Oh my gosh, the fight scenes in Cannon were classic. This just absolute classic. I don't know what scenes were better. Um, the scenes with when Cannon or the scenes in Barnaby Jones when Barnaby will go after a guy four times younger than he is, and he stop him. Just made me laugh. And of course, Cannon always was able to stop his bad guys with one karate chop. He hit him with a karate chop, and that would be it. He was Steven Seagal before Steven Seagal was. Uh, but he had a great voice, and yeah. But the thing was, I think with William Conrad, it's just sometimes some people are just predisposed to that, to gaining weight, and he could have had a pituitary problem or whatnot. I don't think he ever wanted to be that size. Um, because considering how much it hurt his career during the '60s and during the '60s and '50s. But he kept at it. He became a very popular radio voice as soon as. And look how many shows he narrated on. As soon as you heard his voice, you knew who it was. Oh my gosh! Oh, so many different commercials that he did. Instantly, you knew it was William Conrad. Hey, there she is. What's going on, Angela? Oh my gosh. So much fun, Angela. Uh, we are talking about right now we're talking about some potential people that I should go ask to be interviewed. So we got a few. We got a few and enough to keep me busy, that's for sure. Um and tomorrow or on Wednesday, I'm interviewing two people. I'm interviewing a fashion designer named Roseanne McNamee from Ireland. I'll be here at 2 o'clock Eastern time for that, and then on a regular time slot on Wednesday, we will be talking with Nicole Butler Vegas. She will be here. She will be here on the 8 o'clock, and then on the 10th, we'll be speaking with rising star Diana Garro. Will be here with us. She is the leading star of the new suspense thriller Nine Windows that came out on Gravitas Ventures. I watched it. It's a very fun movie, a very cool movie. And not only does it stars Diana, but also a young actor named Christopher Milan, and also two appearances by some legends: Michael Pear Perry and William Forsythe. William Forsythe tears it up. I'll tell you that much. It was good seeing William Forsythe in a movie. One of my very favorite actors, and he popped up and he was at Nine Windows. And then Friday night, I'll be going on the road to the Mudbloods and hanging out with the Mudbloods and Mr. Dan. We will be talking about another Quinn Martin TV show. We are talking about Canon just a second ago. Well, we'll be talking about another Quinn Martin show, The Fugitive. We'll be talking about the first episode of The Fugitive. Um, let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, you know that, Angela. All suggestions are welcome. If you want another possibility, yeah, I'm open. There's nobody I wouldn't want to talk to. Um, so that would be on the 11th at 8 o'clock. And then on the 15th, we'll be talking with, and it's funny, Angela just got here because I'll be talking about this right now. We'll be talking with artist Meredith the Great. Meredith the Great will be with us on the 15th. She is a artist, a painter, and an artist based in Texas, and she'll be with us on the 15th. On the 16th, we have Ron Burke from SRS. Okay, thank you. We'll be talking with Ron Bonk from SRS Cinemas, and we'll be talking with him. And I was explaining before about this with Ron Bonk is I was saying how I had tried to get film distributors to come talk to me, and I could not get them to talk at all. Um, Trying to get the guy from Wild Eye, he wouldn't talk to me. I tried several other ones, and it only has been within the last year that I've been able to get distributors to talk to me. So we talked to Peter Castro from Bayview Entertainment. We've talked to uh, Ray. Uh, Gosh, we talked to the. Oh boy, I'm getting all tongue tied now. Um, Oof. I think he's a little bit. I think John's a little bit too. I think he's a little bit too slanted for my taste. Um, if you hear what I'm saying, I've seen some of his stuff. I'm not interested. He's somebody I would not want to be. I wouldn't. I'm not interested in. Yeah. Nope. Nope. I've seen and heard some of his rhetoric, and I don't need that. No, nobody needs that. Let's see, the professor's got to go, got a work thing to take care of. But take care of my budget balla brother and everybody in the chat. A few years ago, yes, I would have liked to talk. I would have loved to talk to John, like in the early 2000s. I would have loved to talk to him. He was making some really fun movies. He was making some really fun movies for Sci-Fi Channel and whatnot. And I would have loved to talk to him back then, but he just got really bitter after he got in trouble with this tax thing. He got really bitter, and then he got couple of divorces, and he just got really angry at a lot of different things. And if you ever watched his YouTube channel, you see that. Yeah, he's a angry. I mean, but back in the day, yeah, I would have loved to talk to John. Like Smallville days, I would have talked to him about, yeah. But now he's just and you know he actually who I think he actually threatened or commented about killing President Biden. Yeah, I don't think Trish is with us. I thought Trish passed away. God, she's got to be in her 80s. Gosh, man, I loved her work too. She always worked with her husband George C. Scott. She was great. Let's see. Yeah, she's got to be. Yeah, that's what I thought. She's 83 years old. I knew that. Yeah, she was married to George C. Scott for 27 years. Mm. Yeah, she's 83 now, but she was great, wasn't she? Back in her day, man, she was great. She was one of my favorite actresses. Yes. Yeah, she's 83. I know. You know what? You know who? I'll tell you the truth. You know who Trista Vanderveer and George C. Scott reminded me of? Very much so. Very much so. Was uh was Charles Bronson and Jill Ireland. Uh, okay. Thank you so much, Angela. Let's see. The one person I would love to talk to, and I can check. That would be Leanna Quigley, but I think that she charges, and the reason why she charges is because she has a pet rescue. So yeah, I'll look that up, but I believe that she charges for interviews. She uses the money for her pet rescue. She's very much like Linda Blair in that respect. Linda Blair does the same thing. If you want to talk to her, she wants you to pay because she has a pet rescue, animal rescue. But yeah, let's see. Well, let's see, because you know what? A lot of times, there's look at Steve. Oh my God, Steve Brzezinski. What a ham. What a unicorn. Okay. Uh, let's see. Uh, yeah, she's got a pretty active social media. She's on Instagram. We'll give her a follow, and we'll send out a request. But I am not holding my breath. I do believe that she would I do believe that she would ask for a speaking fee, which I understand. We'll see. Working on glitter for an art piece for this week's art walk, so messaging won't be possible. But I'm excited for the conversation while I'm work. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's. Thank you for following me back too on the other thing too, Angela. So proud of you. You gotta send those clips to your medical team. They would be inspired by that. That would actually, I'm sure they would use your case as an inspiration to others, to tell other people who are battling to keep going. I mean, come on. If you would have told me when I first met you that you'd be doing that after I would have said no way. But it's amazing. It's amazing. So pumped. All right, how long have I been on here? An hour and a half. All right. An hour and a half, I haven't done anything. Let's see. Peter Jason. Yes, she is, Lady Valerie. She is a true warrior. Yep. Let's see. Peter Jason. He was, I could have had the wrong Jason here. Was he Power Ranger? I don't know about George Takai. I think George Takai would cost Tobbs. Jack Wagner, I could definitely try for that. Though that he John Carpenter movies. let me take a look at Jack Wagner. I think Jack Wagner might be he might be out of my range too because he's very very popular. But let's see. Let's see. Whew. Jack Wagner, 120,000 fans on Instagram. I can try. Uh, I can try, but I think they're getting. I love to talk to Pascal Hutton. That's who I really want to talk to. I want to talk to Pascal. She's so damn cute. She really is cute on that show too. Holy cow. Let's see. Ah, but at least with Jack Wagner, though, I would have a calling card. I would have a calling card. I've talked to two people who've done Hallmark movies, so I would actually have a fighting. At least I would. At least they would. I would have a chance. Uh, if he didn't charge me, I would have a chance. Let's see, Peter Jason. All right, yeah, George Takai. Yeah, I don't see that. I yeah. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try it. Peter Jason. God, why is that name so familiar? Why do I think that maybe Gareth had talked to him? You know what? I think Peter Jason has. Uh, um, let's see. Let's see. Okay, that's the wrong one. The last producer. I bet you that's nope. Let me try him on Facebook. It's not on Instagram. Let's see. Peter Jason. Huh. Oh, maybe that is him. No, that's not him. Yep, don't see him out there. Yeah, he's not out. He's not out there. And he turned 80 in July. Yeah, what's funny is I love to talk to some of these people too. They would be a lot of fun to talk to. Let's see. Uh, um, yeah, you know what though, Hobbs, you're right about Eric Roberts, but I've only seen Eric Roberts do one podcast. He did Michael Bean's podcast. Michael Bean just got a new podcast up and running. and he went and did a show there for he did a show for Eric with Eric. Good show too. I was amazed. I was sitting there going like when I saw that when it came across my feed, that he was doing he had Eric Roberts as a guest. I was really surprised because I mean that guy doesn't slow down for nothing. I mean nothing. I even commented that in the comments to the show like how the hell did you get Eric Roberts to sit still for 90 minutes? Because that guy is always on the move. Uh, yeah, no problem. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Yeah, come back. Well, come back on Wednesday. I'll be here at 2 o'clock. Well, I think I should probably wrap this one up. I've been on for a couple hours. I got to go ahead and get some work done here. I didn't do that here, but I got all these different names and stuff like that. I will start following up on them because you just never know. You never know. Like you said, you never know. I mean, the worst thing they can always tell you is no, and the worst thing, even worse than that, is if you don't ask. So we will stay in touch with some of the people best we can, the ones that we followed and asked for friend requests. We'll see what happens. You never know who might pop up. Um, and I think we can get a couple of these people that we talked about today. Yes, I got to get the work done. I'm going to be doing the banner for Kayla Maurer, and she will be our guest on Halloween. Halloween night will be Kayla Maurer, and that will be a lot of fun too. I was actually really surprised to get a Halloween guest so easy. She's a rising actress, and we'll be sitting there and talking with her on Halloween. All right, so Wednesday at 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Thursday, 8 o'clock with Diana Garl, and then Friday night at 8 o'clock on Mudblood's channel. I should get that up on my community tab as soon as they make a banner for it. I will put that out there and also go to my community tab to vote for Dollar Tree Theater, the Voters Edition. We had a brand new poll on the community channel. Go over there. We're doing mysteries. The theme of the week is mystery. So I put 5 great mystery movies out there. Go over there, pick your favorite, um, and then we're going to review it. So far, Hard Candy is in the lead. That's a great movie. No problem at all talking about that one. I can talk about that one for a long time. Um, we also have Mystery Road is out there. 10 by 10 is out there. Poker Night and just some amazing mystery films that if you haven't seen before or heard anybody talk about them, well, go over there and vote for your favorite. And then, yeah, and tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, I will be dropping my review for Aliens. That will be coming out tomorrow. All right, boys and girls, I'm out. Thank you for coming by and hanging out with us. Hopefully, I'll see some of you on Wednesday at 2 p.m. If not 2, I'll see you at 8. Stay safe, and those are the people who are in Florida. Uh, you're 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 in our thoughts for sure. Uh, Stay safe, and we will talk to you guys soon. Peace. Oh yes, the midnight hour every Thursday at 10:15, featuring Hobbs Horror.